good evening wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the ESC Scot YouTube channel. I'm getting slight deja vu here because we are reacting yet again to Montenegro's song for Eurovision 2025. So we literally are only one song in, or should we say we were one song in, and we already had some controversy. I'm going to go into the controversy a little bit later on in the video, but for now we'll just say there was controversy, there was only one national final, one song, and we have all of this to look forward to in the coming months. So let's just say it's going to be one hell of a bumpy ride. But yeah, so the winners of Montesong 2024, Neonoin, they decided to withdraw from Eurovision 2025. So that means that the broadcaster, RTCG, rightfully went for the second place winner of Montesong, which was Nina Žižić with the song Dobrodošli. As I say, I'm going to go into the kind of the details of the withdrawal later on, but I want to react to Dobrodošli first. I have seen this. I'm not going to lie and say I haven't seen it. I have seen this. So if you're a Eurovision fan and you don't know who Nina Žižić is, so she actually has been to Eurovision before. She represented Montenegro in 2013 as part of Husi. The song was called Igranka and they came 12th in the semi-final, failing to make it through to the final. She's been involved in like internal juries for kind of Montenegro for Eurovision and for selecting their entry in previous years. So she has had quite a lot of experience. She's got loads of singles out. She is pretty much quite an established star when it comes to Montenegro standards. She is quite established, and I know she's got a great voice. As I say, I've seen this performance a few times, but I'm going to watch it again for you's lot and try and point out some things that I maybe missed from the performance. But yeah, the song's called Dobrodošli, so let's click play. Let's go. Okay. No, it's a ballad. It's a beautiful, beautiful ballad and an amazing language. Montenegro is such an amazing language. So she starts out the performance in this kind of blindfold. Got a very, very low voice. It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's quite haunting, quite mystical. I have no idea about the language. I speak nothing of Montenegrin, so I have no idea what the song's about, but we will look that up in a minute. I'm not sure about this blindfold idea, to be honest. Yeah, just rip it off. Just rip it off. Powerful, powerful vocal. She's got such a good voice. Yeah, great vocal. Obviously, as we know, this is just a national final performance, so there's no staging kind of elements that are exciting yet, except the blindfold kind of, but it's just there for no reason for me. Obviously, I don't know what the song's about, so that might tie into the lyrics possibly. It's a really beautiful ballad, it's really, really lovely, but Montenegro have sent stuff like this before and it just hasn't worked. But obviously, different circumstances, we are in 2025. Also, her vocal's really good. They can rely on her to sing, yeah. Yes! It's dramatic. It's really, really dramatic. So we've got some lyrics projected behind her. Okay. It's really dramatic. It's powerful. There is an element of kind of drama there. Yeah, okay, the song obviously means something to her, getting a slight bit emotional at the end. Okay, what I get from that is that Montenegro really loves sending ballads, and this year we nearly got out of it we nearly got out of it, like it nearly happened. Although Montenegro, they either send a really beautiful sultry ballad that really warms the hearts of Europe, or they send something like Husi, or they send something like Euro. There's never anything kind of meeting in the middle. We don't just get a nice pop song. But yeah, obviously Montenegro didn't initially choose this to go to Eurovision, but I think they should be glad. Actually, should they really be? I mean, they should be glad that this came second. If maybe another entry, like, I don't know, say, I remember Dva Srca, that was quite a good song actually. Or Tina's song, I know Tina. Keen was a big fan of Tina's song. If they songs that came second, I feel like Montenegro would be a little bit in the I'm not gonna lie. The fact that this song came second is probably a godsend, because this is the song I think that was probably most likely to qualify if Ni Unknown wasn't going to. It's a lovely ballad with a really a lovely voice, an amazing powerful vocal. So it's very powerful, it's really good. So we know she can sing. The song isn't my cup of tea. I think you can quite tell from my facial expressions and kind of my overall feeling. You can see I'm not like pure loving it, but I've never really been into kind of these kind of ballads. But there are people out there that do love these kind of ballads and will rally behind this song and really love it and want it to qualify, therefore will vote for it. But obviously we need changes in staging. Staging just isn't there. You can't have her just standing there. Her vocal is good, but it's not good enough for her just to be standing there with a microphone and a blindfold. There needs to be something there. Something that catches people's attention, because I don't think it will catch enough people's attention with the way it is right now. But I mentioned it in my Ni Unknown reaction, clickbait. I mentioned that they had 6 months to prepare for Eurovision, which other countries just don't have that luxury. Nina does have that luxury now, having 6 months to just prepare and get the performance Eurovision ready. So it definitely could get there. The question is, could this qualify? Yes, it can. It definitely can, but literally everything will probably need to go perfectly for Nina for her to qualify. The vocal needs to be perfect, the staging has to change, maybe some production changes in the song make it sound a little bit more expensive, even though this song is probably the most expensive sounding out of all of the entries in the national final. Maybe just some slight production changes. But yeah, this can qualify. If the semi-final is lacking of ballads, this will stand out. It could qualify, you never know. But we will see closer to the time. This is literally the first entry we have of Eurovision 2025. But as I say, I do want to quickly talk about the kind of the withdrawal of Ni Unknown. The only thing that makes me slightly annoyed about the withdrawal of Ni Unknown is the fact that I think when I look at these two performances, now Ni Unknown's performance and Nina's performance, I think Ni Unknown had an easier job to get the performance kind of polished and ready for Eurovision. And I think if Ni Unknown were to go to Eurovision instead of Nina, I feel like they would have qualified. They would have had a better chance at qualifying, not gonna lie. I feel like Ni Unknown's song was just different, and I feel like we're gonna get more songs like Nina's in the semi-final than Ni Unknown's. I think there'll be more competition for Nina to try and get through to be one of the final 10. But whereas Ni Unknown, I feel like that song stands out. It was unique. There was something different about it that Montenegro should have sent. Obviously, it was out of their control, I think, because Ni Unknown did withdraw themselves. But honestly, the whole situation for me seems very fishy. There's something that happened that I don't think they're not telling us. I do personally think this is only a theory of mine, and I have seen other people mention this as well on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. There's people saying that obviously there's loads of people that didn't expect Ni Unknown to win. I didn't expect them to win. There was so many people on my Twitter feed and Instagram that just did not expect them to win at all. Therefore, that leads me to believe that the broadcaster also did not expect Ni Unknown to win, but they did, rightfully so they were going to be sent to Eurovision. Simple as. And for the most part, I think after the final of Montesong, I think the broadcaster just went, oh, we'll just have to send them because we can't do anything now. Because I just have a weird sneaky suspicion I don't think the broadcaster wanted to send Ni Unknown for some reason. So once that kind of clip came out of Ni Unknown performing the song at a Montenegrin music festival last year in June, I think it was 2023. Obviously that is over a year from the deadline, so if you don't know, if you publish or perform your Eurovision song before September the 1st, we call that the Eurovision New Year, then it's against the rules. Your Eurovision song can only be played and released and performed after September the 1st of the previous year. And Ni Unknown did break that rule. Fair enough, they broke that rule and they had to get investigated. That's fair enough. But there have been other entries in the past that have had this happen to them, and they still performed at Eurovision. There was nowhere near as much controversy as Nina No One got. There was nowhere near enough backlash for the other artists that had this happen to them as well. This happened to Jamala, the winner, 2016. I think her song was performed like a few months before the deadline, at like a festival, I'm sure. So this happened to her, but then the broadcaster and the EBU were like, no, we'll just send her anyway. She broke the rules, but it doesn't matter because no one had heard of the song. It wasn't like 1944 was a song that was well known because she had performed that a few months before the deadline. It's a rule that does need to be in place because it is unfair if your song has gained attention before Eurovision. It is unfair because you're more likely to get public votes. That's fine, that's fair. But I'm sorry, when all the Montesong songs came out about a month ago, no one knew what Nina No One's song was. Like, no one had heard it before. Like, let's be real. No one had heard it. And if someone had heard it, it would have been the few hundreds of people at that music festival. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like the broadcaster RTCG just didn't want to send Nina No One, and they found a kind of a little escape hole and decided to ask them maybe to withdraw, and now Nina has just took their place. That's what it feels like to me. It seems really fishy. Let me know what you think about the situation because it does seem awfully weird to me. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comments. What do you think about Nina's song, the song that will be representing Montenegro at Eurovision 2025? Let me know. Do you think she can qualify? Tell me down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more reactions like this one. And I'll see you in the next one. See you then.